Hi everyone, I'm Lorina Quigley, your mystic medium. Today, I'm going to do a couple of short videos. There seemed to be some confusion around the last video that I did, so I'm going to do a couple of shorts that explain each thing more clearly. The first one is, I get into this book. I talked a little bit about this book and one of the exercises in it. Okay, this book, a very interesting little book. I paid $2 for it. It's just, I love stuff like this. And this book is called Mystical Experiences in 30 Days, the Higher Consciousness Program. That sounds interesting. So, the first exercise in this book, and this is what I wanted to clarify. The first exercise in this book, and some of these exercises, I don't know how you can do them all in 30 days. It just seems impossible to me. But hey, some of them are very time consuming, the exercises in here. But the first one, and I did have some interesting experiences doing this, so I wanted to share it again. So, you want to do this when you're alone, and you can step aside from your regular life and close your eyes. And what you're going to do is recall childhood events, early events in your life. And as far forward as you want to go in that scenario. And really spend some time doing that. Like in the book it says this whole exercise takes about 2 hours. So you could spend an hour doing that. Now I did it for about 20 minutes. That was enough for me. Okay. After you spend some time remembering your childhood experiences, you're going to focus on where you are right now in your life and really kind of observe that, feel it, and just be where you are with it in a place of acceptance. Okay? And then you're going to, after you do that, you feel like you've done that long enough, hold on. You're going to envision a reality where everything that you experienced in your past was just your imagination. You just imagined the whole thing. It's not real. So it's interesting to do that. So I guess it has less power over you now if it wasn't real. Now, that's a stretch for some people, I'm sure of it, but just pretend. Pretend that all of those things did not happen. And then, after you do that, it was just your imagination, that picture that you were creating, all those images of what your past was like. That's your imagination. Now, after you go through that process, imagine yourself, and then I am reading this, imagine yourself to be born into a different life and reality. And so what this does as you're doing this, it expands your possibilities. So you're kind of letting go of the past so it has no power over you. And then contemplating that it does not exist. And it really does say that in the book, it doesn't exist. But you can imagine that your past is being erased, that it just is being erased. And then you imagine being in a different reality. So what this does is, and so it doesn't even, it can be a complete fantasy, like that type of life does not exist now in this reality, in this earth plane. So it can be whatever you want it to be. But what it does is expands your possibility. It expands how you see the world. When I did this, I did it a couple of times. I think for me, the most interesting thing that happened was I remembered dreams that I had had. throughout the years, like, and I mean sleeping dreams, not dreams that I wanted, what I wanted to have. Dreams, which was like, wow, well, that's interesting. I don't know if that was what was intended, but try this exercise. I was doing some work with a consciousness coach, one of their programs. I was doing it. And they did an exercise in that where you actually imagine yourself walking along the beach, and there are footprints in the sand and as the water comes up over the sand behind you, those footprints are washed away, and let that symbolize your past and be erased. So that and imagine, and then they have you imagine what it was like to not have a past, that it just doesn't exist, that everything that's happened just doesn't exist, and you let it go. So it's learning how to let go of the past so that you can create a new reality for yourself. Anyway, try that. See what happens. Please let me know. Oh, and I wanted to say, the second exercise in this book, if you want to try it, it is, and this would take a lot of time, what they actually suggest in this exercise, because there's 30 exercises in this book. The second one is to go to a place where there's a lot of people and sit. So this might be an outdoor cafe or a mall, perhaps, where there's just a lot of people around, maybe a restaurant. Sit and just observe. Become an observer. Now, if you do this outside, there's more, I think, to observe, because there's also like birds and trees. But what starts to happen as you simply just observe in a place of non-judgment, like not analyzing or judging or going, oh, look at that person over there, or wow, what's happening over there? Just observing and become an observer. And so this starts kind of transforming your experience, where you start seeing patterns that are showing up around you. So it brings a different level of awareness to you by just observing. And you're supposed to spend about 2 hours doing that. And they suggest doing that just as a practice in your life. Let me know. Yeah, these exercises do take time. Anyway, let me know how it goes. Have a great day, everyone.